Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. O Lord, please lead us from unreality to the reality, ignorance to the knowledge, and from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, we were discussing about karmashu santejyatam. Just I had mentioned about it, I think. That is, we should give up desireful actions or the actions backed with the desires. But when we hear such type of scriptural statements, we feel, Swamiji, it is all well to speak of, or it may be good to speak and good to hear, but practically, is it possible? Even today, a devotee had come, he was discussing, he was saying that how to increase my devotion or how to depend on God more and more. I said, you attach more and more to God and detach from the world. Then smilingly or laughingly, he said, Swamiji, you are a monk, so you can be detached from people, family, world and all. But we are family people. We are householders. We have got family, we have got parents, husband or wife, children, kith and kin. How can we live detached life completely? So that was a question for him. And also, while asking this, his idea was, without having any attachment, how can we love people? Or how can we work for us, for them? If I don't love parents, if I'm not attached to parents, how can I love them? How can I serve them? Now, say for example, in the family, there can be so many issues, challenges. It is not that the life will be always good. Sometimes relationships go bad and we will have exchange of hard words. Sometimes relationships will have its own problems. And we have got our own duties and responsibilities, which is not that easy. So to do all these things, if we don't have desires, if we are not attached to people, how can we do it? We can't live, I think, in the world or in the samsara, in the family. That's what his understanding is. At superficial level, it may look right, it may appear right, but if you go deeply, it is not so. Without desire, one can live. Because of desire, we are working, no doubt, but at the same time, a lot of our energy is getting wasted. Because the intentions are very important. The more and more the instinctful or the intentions just to fulfill our desires or wishes or for sense gratification, then a lot of mental energy is getting wasted. The more and more intentions becomes pure, broad, then our loss of energy also gets, the loss of energy, the wastage of energy also gets minimal. So without getting attached to the people, even one can love people, one can serve them, one can live with them, one can discharge their responsibilities. Why? Because if you got desires, what you do? Psychologically, if you think, you are always bothered about the fruits, karma phala. So if you are bothered about the fruits, then your concentration regarding the achieving things will lose. For an example, you are playing football or cricket match. Now you are always concerned about hitting goals or getting points. Your mind is obsessed with so much about hitting goals or winning the match. Then what happens? Your attention or your mind gets diverted, attention gets diverted, and probably you'll not be able to play football properly or cricket. Okay, all of us, we wish to win the match, no doubt. Once you decided, forget about it and completely involve yourself in doing best, giving best. So once you are doing best or giving best during your work or during your the process, whatever you are doing, performing, then obviously the success is bound to come. Even from psychological point, if you are thinking too much about desires, it will divert, it will bring the quality of the work and output down. And apart from that, and one more important thing is, okay, you have got desire, we have got desires, and we are working for it. And whatever work we are doing it, it is producing karma phala, the fruits of action, either good or bad, profit or loss. Now to enjoy it, I mean to experience it, again I have to take one more birth. While experiencing, I am doing some more work which is backed with the desires. To experience again one more life. Like this cycle of life and death or cycle of rebirth will be continuing. Now, but at the same time, I cannot keep quiet or I cannot leave without work. That's the reason the scripture says that, so then try to perform the work without desires. Let the intentions be pure, helping people, discharging your responsibilities, or being a contributor personality, helping the mankind. Such a broad desires one can have and one work, by that intentions will be purer and it will not bind us too much, and also we can progress in our life. And also if you see, because of this desire, to fulfill these desires, we work. And to experience the results, we have to stay. And again, while staying, we are working. For example, I wanted two-wheelers. I worked and I got it. Now I want four-wheelers. I don't get simply four-wheelers. To purchase four-wheelers, I need money. As a necessity, fine. Any good car is fine. But I may have got desire to have a Tesla itself. I'm not saying it is wrong. But to get a Tesla vehicle, it is not small thing. It is not simple. It is quite expensive. To have that, I have to work. Because I need money to purchase a Tesla. Either you go, I mean, what do you say, mortgage you go, or monthly installments you go, what are at a shot you try to purchase. Whatever it may be, you have to spend your time and energy to have money, to acquire money, so to purchase the Tesla vehicle. Like that, every desire demands much of your time, energy, efforts, and etc. And to finish it, to accomplish it, you are working. And again, to experience it, again you have to work. So it is a vicious circle. And at the same time, because of desireful actions, we are so busy and we say, Swamiji, we don't have time for meditation. We don't have time for prayers. We don't have time for studies. We don't have time for exercises and whatnot. Why? Our mind is so good with so many desires and desireful actions. That's where our mind is restless. Because of actions, our mind won't get restless or diverted, distracted. Because of our desires, it get distracted. One may work 10 to 12 hours, but still one can be able, one can meditate. By work, one not doesn't get restless or diverted or whatever. It is only because of the desires. So we have to be very careful. Then the scriptures gives a beautiful path how to achieve this. So initially, oh, you try to reduce your desires, give away desires, if you say, that is not practical probably. So Shastras say, or scripture says that okay, you desire only ethical desires. The desire, whatever you are desiring, it should let it be ethical, let it be moral, let it be good. So all unethical, immoral, untruthful, dishonest, all these things you try to get rid of. You try to remove it from your body and from your mind and from your nature or character. Then slowly, instead of working for me alone, let me work for family. Okay. Then only for my family, why? Let me work for my society also. Then for country, then for the humanity. Slowly the circumference of my people, slowly let it get increased, so that slowly the desireful actions will convert into desireless actions, which is called karma yoga or loka sangraha. So, and also very interestingly, work alone with the desireful actions or desires or whatever, it doesn't give the perfection. It doesn't give the peace at all times. Temporary peace, temporary contentment it can give, but eternal peace is not possible, many of the people say. Now, the 13th spiritual practice has been told. Now, okay, we have to reduce desireful actions. We should try to practice karma yoga, selfless action more and more. But just this type of karma yoga action attitude is not enough. We need knowledge also. What is right and what is wrong? What is superior, what is supreme, and what is inferior, or what is lower truth and what is higher truth, we should know. When we were children, just having a chocolates and good toys and maybe a bicycle or a clothes and just to reading is enough for me. That was probably alpha and omega of my life. Then slowly getting good percentage in my graduation or getting university seat became very important at most. That's what life we thought. Then after finishing our graduation or post-graduation, we should get a good job, right job, lucrative job, less work, more pay, all these things. Why? Because we thought that is the life and that is the life. Then after some years, we keep on our ideas. This is the life. This is the truth. Whatever we were thinking, it is go on changing because of our life experience. When we read scriptures, when we hear the teachings of gurus and scriptures, we will understand, we will come to know that what is the right thing, what is the superior thing, or what is the supreme, what is the real truth or ultimate truth. That's why the author is saying, Sad Vidwan Upasrupyatam. One should approach the wise man. Why? To know the truth. Many times people do approach wise man or monks and saints. Why? Oh Swamiji, oh sir, revered sir, please bless us. Why? Because so that let my son get a good job. Please bless us so that let my son or daughter get married. Please bless them. Let them be capable. Let them be able of purchasing a house or get a vehicle or get a good job, whatnot. I'm not saying bad, all of them, but once when we are approaching a wise man, when we are approaching a monks and mendicants or the saints, more than this, we should ask for the ultimate reality. What is that ultimate reality? Please guide us. Please instruct us so that let us understand what is reality or what is the ultimate truth. Instead of that, many times we ask for all small things. Of course, if someone wishes that only and that's okay for them, then that should be allowed also. So one should approach wise man, means one should approach guru to get the further instructions, further guidance in spiritual life or in life. What is real? What is unreal? What should I do? What is the real goal of human life? Is just earning money, just having a fun making, or just going here and there, or something else? As Sri Ramakrishna says beautifully, spiritual realization, God realization, or experiencing who am I is the goal of the human life. I may become engineer, I may become scientist, I may become doctor, I may become Nobel laureate. These are all for my life, no doubt, but that is not the ultimate goal according to Sri Ramakrishna and the scriptures. So either be a right, true human being means what? Being a true human being means what? Understanding one's own nature. Who am I? Oh, I know. I have created my biodata. I have created my very good CV. My CV is been appreciated by many. So I know who am I. What is the necessity of scriptures here? We are not speaking of our body-mind complex. In reality, in essence, who am I? We should know and we should experience it. Who am I? I am that consciousness. I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. I'm not the intellect, nor the thoughts and feelings. I am the indestructible self. To understand, to experience, how to understand, how to experience, one should approach gurus or wise man. What are the traits of the guru, or what are the traits of the guru? If you ask, Upanishads tell very clearly, four yardsticks has been given. One is Shrotriyam. He should be well versed in the scriptures, and also he should know the essence of the scriptures properly. Many times people, if they cannot convince, they confuse about our scriptures. They tell wrongly things, they misquote, they misinterpret. So that if that is the case, then he cannot be a wise man or a guru. He has got a good knowledge of the scriptures, and he knows in essence what is the role of scriptures, what scripture is trying to convey, what scriptures wishes to tell us. This has to be known properly in letter and also in essence. Shotriyam. Then Brahmanishtam, one who is well established in Brahman, in the consciousness. So this Brahmanishtam, generally it is one who has realized, or at least one who has spent his most of his time in realizing Brahman or understanding Brahman. But generally it is Brahmanishtam is one who is well established in Brahman. He is called such a person is known as Brahmanishtam. Then Avurujinam. Avurujinam means free from sins, free from impurities, free from evils. He's a very holy man. He's very holy man means what? Oh, he's wearing a akar robe. He has got some probably beard, or he's sitting in the forest and he's eating leaves and the vegetables and the roots. No. Who is a purest man? One who is leading a God-centered life, conscious-centered life. He's a real holy man. So Avrujinam means one who is free from all the impurities. He's a holy man. Then Akamahata, one who is completely desireless, means one who is free from all these mundane desires. I want money, I want clothes or shelter, I want vehicle, or I want a house, big castle. All these worldly desires, he should be free from all the worldly desires. And there's a very interesting story by Ramana Maharshi about the necessity of Guru. Why do we need Guru? The story goes like this. Once king went to discuss something with a minister, his prime minister. Probably prime minister was quite senior and he was well respected. That is the reason I think king approached. Otherwise, king, if you had sent a word, minister would have come. But maybe out of respect or so, king himself went to his house to meet the prime minister. But the prime minister not only was doing his work sincerely, he was also a spiritual personality. So he used to spend good amount of time in spiritual practices. So morning he has got up, he has finished his ablutions, and he has done his Sandhyavandana, and he has sat for japa. Then the king came. The wife of the minister welcomed him with all respect and reverence. And she only said, "Sir, please excuse me. He's doing his spiritual practices. If anything emergency is there, or if you wish, I will go and inform him so that he may come." King said, "No, there is no emergency. Never mind. I shall wait for him. So let him finish his spiritual practice. Then I shall talk." Then king was waiting for minister in the minister's house. Maybe after some time, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, minister came out and he saw the king. So with reverence, he showed his respect and said, "Sir, please let me know how can I be of some service." No, before starting their official communication, out of respect and out of inquisitiveness, king asked the minister, "Oh, my dear minister, what were you doing in the home shrine?" He said, "Sir, I finished my ablutions and did my daily rites, that is Sandhyavandana, and I was doing some japa, mantra japa." King said, "Okay, interesting. Kindly let me know what japa you were doing and what mantra japa you were doing. I will also try to know about it and its efficacy, and I shall also try to do if it is really interested or beneficial." Minister, with all humbleness, due respect, he said, "Sir, I'm very sorry to say this. I am not a right man. I'm not capable man to tell you what mantra I'm doing and what you should do or not, whether you should do or not, whether whether it is okay, whether it is suitable to you or not. That is not my cup of tea, or I am not eligible person for that. It is better you should approach the guru, right guru, to ask about these mantras." King respected his minister's words, and afterwards they had their official work, and king went back. But still, because of the inquisitiveness, king approached a guru, and guru gave the mantra. And interestingly, whatever the mantra minister had got, same mantra, even the king also had come. He had got it. King was very happy and he felt he was blessed to receive the mantra. And again he came back to minister and said, look, I have got this mantra and the mantra means like this and that should be chanted in particular fashion or the upasana. We say, is it right? Then minister heard everything and said, sir, mantra may be right, but the upasana and other things, the way which you are telling, it is not right. Then how to do? Then what is the right thing? Again, minister said, sir, sorry, please excuse me. I am not the eligible person to teach you how should you chant the mantra and what are the steps you should follow. I'm not supposed to do that. That is not my cup of tea. And I'm not eligible for that. But king was not ready to listen. King was getting annoyed. Then the minister said, I think I should teach a lesson or I should make him or king understand. Otherwise, there can be a misunderstanding and otherwise he'll be keep on pestering me. So just to teach him or to make him understand, minister immediately called the servants, the soldiers or the bodyguards who were accompanying the king. Oh, my dear soldiers, please come and bind him to the pillar. Bind the king to the pillar. Everyone was shocked, including king. The soldiers or the bodyguards of the king, they cannot do that, though the minister said or ordered or commanded, but they kept quiet and they had bent their heads down because that they cannot do. They're not supposed to do it. When king heard this command of the minister, he got furious and he was angry and he got annoyed. He lost all his respects and peace at that moment and immediately he shouted, oh, my dear soldiers, come and bind this minister himself to that pillar and let me see how dare he can give such type of commands. Soldiers immediately went and they cut hold the hands of the minister and they were supposed to tie him to a pillar. Then minister laughed loudly. Everyone was dumbfounded. People were, getting confused. What is happening here? And king also took aback. And he said, what? You did such a wrong thing, unpardonable, and you are laughing. How, disobedient you are, how egoistic you are. Because he was quite aged and you are well-natured and you are intelligent, so I was respecting. I think my respect you are taken in a wrong way, I think. You are so egoistic, etc. I think king made few unhealthy comments. Minister said, sir, I understand your anger. Please excuse me. Just I wanted to make you understand what is right or what I intended to make you understand. King said, what? What you want to make me to understand? What is there here, rahasya, the secret, or what is the tough calculation here which I don't understand? Then minister said, sir, if you allow me, I will explain. King said, all right, explain. Minister said, sir, when I ordered the same soldiers to to conquer you and to tie to a pillar, they didn't do it. But the same command was given by you, immediately they did it. King said, yes, I'm a king, so they did it. So minister said, yes, sir, that's what I wanted to make you to understand. Though I'm a minister, they know me and I know them. If any other would have been in this case, in your place, if I would, whatever the command I would have given, the command I gave, they would have listened. They would have binded that person to a pillar. But in your case, because you were the king, they didn't do it. So they didn't follow my instructions. But because the moment you told, they followed without having a second thought. Why? Because you are a king and you have got that power. That's what I'm trying to make you understand. Sir, I am not supposed to, or I am not eligible to discuss about the mantra and about the spiritual practices and the spiritual paths. Because I'm not eligible for that. I'm a just spiritual aspirant. So that's the reason I'm making you to understand time and again. If you have got any spiritual doubts, please, you should approach the guru, right guru, and you should discuss with him, and you should get the instructions. And I don't want to discuss these things. I'm not supposed to. I am not eligible. Then the king understands the minister's intention. Then he asks sorry. And the soldiers also understood what was the real intention of the minister. They had a hearty laugh, and king went back to palace. So here you can understand very clearly, one who is capable of guiding people is called guru. Anyone and everyone cannot be really guru. That's where I think Sri Ramakrishna says Sachidananda is our real guru. And also there is one more funny, interesting story also. One disciple in the olden days, if you remember, in India, the school system was Gurukula system. And the most of the Gurukulas, schools, they were all residential schools in nature, and they used to be in the forest. And at the age of 8 or 9, they used to have a Upanayana, that is investing the sacred thread. And for almost like 12 to 14 years, they used to go to Gurukula. There in a residential school, they used to learn 64 vidyas, 64 subjects. And 60, that 12 or 13 years, no question of coming back to house. No summer holidays, no winter holidays, nothing. And parents coming and meeting, relatives coming and meeting, nothing was there. So basically, children should not be getting distracted. They should lead a simple life, and they should acquire the skills and the education and whatnot. That was the training system. So around 14 years, imagine, in the 14 years, they were supposed to, at the age of 8 or 9, they used to enter the Gurukula. At the age of 21, more or less, they used to come out from the Gurukula by after learning 64 subjects. So once a young chap, adolescent guy, he also approached a Gurukula, that he said, please, O Guru, please accept me as your disciple and instruct me the learning. In those days, whoever comes, they never used to accept simply. Like we had entrance exams in reputed schools and colleges. In those days also they had, mostly. So the gurus used to examine the capability and the interest and whether he is fit enough to get the education or get the, learning or not. So the guru said, okay, my dear, what about you? From where you come? What about your parents? And kindly let us know. He said everything. And just it was to know, that's all. There is nothing, no connection there. Afterwards, he said, okay, fine. You can stay here, but kindly you should know the routine here. Okay, what is the routine here? 4 o'clock you have to get up. You have to have a cold water bath. Then you should sit and do Sandhyavandanam, Gayatri Japa and other things. Then you will have Yogasana. Then you will have a milk. Then you will have a 2 or 3 hours of teaching. Lessons will be taught. Then you have to go, you will go to forest and you will bring some wood, and I think you will bring wood, or you will clean cow shed, or you will clean the ashrama campus, the Gurukula campus. So many other physical, some work you have to do it. Then you will have a lunch. Then small time, little relaxation, maybe half an hour or whatever. Then again some classes, some study. Evening again prayer. Then contemplation or reflections on the studies. And night at 10, maybe 9 or 10, you can go to bed. And we will have a just simple mat and a small pillow maybe and a blanket. So you'll have simple living and very disciplined life, and you have to do a lot of work and studies and etc. etc. You were shocked to hear all these things. Oh my God, I have to do physical work so much, but drawing water, cutting wood, bringing the wood from the forest, and sweeping, mopping, cleaning cows, gazing them, etc., etc. And learning, and they will have exams and etc. Yes. Then he said, fine. What Guru is doing here? He said, Guru sits here. So he takes classes, he preaches for students, he gives instructions for students, he teaches, imparts the knowledge, and he takes food and whatever the respect and the service he gets from the disciples, he accepts it. And he leads the disciples, and he leads the ashrama, he takes care of this Gurukula. Then this fellow said, okay, maybe being a disciple is difficult. I think I would like to join as a guru here. So he made that comment, and people laughed at it, and he was sent back. So Swami Vivekananda says also in one of his lecture, everyone would like to become guru, but no one want to become disciples. And he says, good gurus Ideal gurus are available, but ideal disciples are indeed rare. Maybe it can be counted in fingers. So becoming an ideal disciple is much more difficult than ideal guru itself. That's what Swami Vivekananda says. Why? Because you have to do a lot of do's and don'ts are there. You have to follow the instructions. You have to be disciplined, well disciplined. You have to crush your ego. You have to crush your little mindedness, and you have to follow the guru's instructions. So being a right disciple is not that easy. And why should we approach Guru? And how should we approach Guru? We should approach Guru with all reverence, with respect, and with reflections and inquisitiveness or quest for truth. Sometimes people do come and ask questions. Why? They want to judge us. They want to judge what are we. Before accepting anyone as a guru, you should do that, no doubt. But once we accept, you should continue. Instead of that, what the guru knows or how much the guru knows, people do come and asking or just they approach. And sometimes they want to teach the gurus. That's where the disciples they approach, or so-called students they approach. So these are all wrong attitudes. So when we approach gurus with all respect and reverence and reflections and with open-mindedness, one should approach. Okay. Now, after approaching guru, you should try to get the instructions. Fine. So while that time, how one should behave, what he should do, he or she should do, this question may come. For that, there is a 14th discipline. Pratidinam tat paduka sevyatam. Every day, one should serve the guru. Now, serving the guru doesn't mean that physical serving only. In the olden days, they used to live near Guru in the Gurukulas. They used to bring the water, cleaning his clothes, or maybe cooking for him and cleaning the ashram and etc. That's the one thing. And even if possible, our own gurus, whomever we have accepted as our gurus, if we are nearby once in a while or regularly, we can go and serve and we can render some service, whatever they wish and whatever is possible. If not wish, whatever is possible from our side. And more than this, the real service is what? Whatever the guru has given the instructions. That when we are able to follow them, when we are able to implement their teachings, their instructions, that is the real service to guru. That is the best service to guru. Oh, I go and I give some donations. I make some donations to guru. I purchase a car for him. I purchase clothes for him. I purchase sweets and other things for him. That's all good. But the real service to guru is what? By following his instructions in toto. Then only any progression, the real progression, the complete success is possible. Devotion to guru is very essential in spiritual life, in mundane life also, in spiritual life also. For example, there's a funny story again. A fellow also wanted to become a thief, pickpocketer or a thief. Then he went to one senior thief who was well versed. He said, "Sir, please teach me how to do pickpocketing so that I can take care of my life and family." He said, "Fine, but there's one condition which you have to follow that." Okay, what is that condition? Whatever I say you should follow, never question. Not at least at the time of theft, maybe after some time. He said, "Fine." But this fellow he thought he's very intelligent, and that fellow is old and illiterate. He doesn't know much. This fellow is much intelligent. He's a learned man. He's from the modern society. So he's well equipped, well exposed. So he knows better, but I will get some training from him from tidbits. Then first time when he went with his master, while they were doing a robbery or a pickpocketing, he wanted to do something. The teacher said, "Shut up your mouth. Don't speak anything I've told you. If you have got any questions outside, not now." Then he kept quiet. Twice or thrice it happened. And twice or thrice he was rebuked by his guru or by his teacher, and he kept quiet. Then the fourth time he went, he was unable to control himself. He started arguing or discussing. "No, this can be done like that. This can be done this way, that way." And all he started arguing. This thief got annoyed and he said, "Okay, my dear, are you well aware of it?" He said, "Yes." Then, okay, I'm going out. I will wait for you. So whatever the tricks, whatever the skills you know, and whatever the way you know, if you're confident, go ahead about it. This young chap said, yes, I am well aware and I can know things, etc., etc. The senior thief or the guru came out, and this fellow, he, with his off-baked knowledge, whatever he knew, he was trying to do the robbery or whatever. He was caught red-handed, and afterwards he was put under bars. Why? Sometimes that's how people do come to ashramas, do approach Swami monks and mendicants or whatever. They know little, or they hear something YouTube lectures, or they read something in Google, and afterwards they start come and questioning, and they start trying to show that they are right, and probably the people whomever we have approached, they are wrong, or they have not understood properly. It doesn't. That's what I also said open-mindedness. When we go with any guru approaching, when we are hearing, it is not that whatever they say simply blindly we should accept. No, we should accept, we should discuss, we should reflect, and if you find there is no truth in that, you should come away, and you can discuss all these things, no doubt. But with humbleness one should do, with reverence one should know, and to deny their experiences, we should have some capabilities. We should have some experience. We should have some progress in that particular field. Then only we can really understand, or we can really challenge. Otherwise, it is not possible most of the times. With the off-baked knowledge, with the limited understandings and egos, many times we do such mistakes in the name of freedom, in the name of self-esteem, and etc. So here we have to be very careful. Again, once Swami Vivekananda called one of his disciples. He was a young monk, and he gave some few bucks, and he said, go to Calcutta, fetch a cow, because cows are also sold. So you fetch a good cow, which we can give a milk so that we can use for monastery, for sheep and for the monks. You bring the cow. Okay, whoever has gone to Calcutta, if you know, the Belur Mati is on the one side of the Ganges, Calcutta is on the other side of the Ganges. So one can go by walk. In those days, they used to go by walk or cycle. Otherwise, they can also go by boat. Boat, it is a shortcut method most of the times in those days. So he went by boat, and he went to a place where they were selling the cows, and he tried to bargain, and he tried to bring a good cow, whatever is possible, good cow with that his budget, and he purchased. And while bringing back, he hired a boat, a big boat, and in that boat some people were there, and this monk along with the cow. And the boat was coming. It was in the middle of the Ganges. There was a huge wind, and the boat got slipped, upside down, and the cow also fell, and he also fell, and everyone fell into water. No, most of them knew swimming. They started swimming across the Ganges. Now, at that given point of time, in no time, the boatsmen, they tilted the boat, and they made it all right, and most of them, they got into boat. No, this monk didn't know swimming. So the boatsmen were saying that, don't worry, we will try to do something. Please come out, because you are drinking water. Please come into the boat, otherwise you will die. But that monk really didn't care, and he was trying to hold the cow, and he was trying to hold the cow, and so that he should be able to protect. But in that, there was an accident. He was supposed to getting drowned into the water in the Ganges. Then one of the boatsmen and the co-traveler, both of them, they jumped into river again once more, and they they saved this monk. So finally, he went back to Belur Math, and Swami Vivekananda came to know about all these things. And Swami Vivekananda was furious, and he also scolded him. Fool, why did you leave the cow? Because generally cows and buffaloes, they know swimming. They can manage themselves. Never mind. And your life is also an important thing, no doubt. So why did you, and you don't know swimming, and even if you know swimming, swimming across Ganges is not that easy. And why did you try this foolish thing? If something would have happened, then probably would have, if the boatman didn't try, you would have lost your life. Why did you do it? The young monk said, oh, sir, I didn't know any of that. You gave me responsibility. You ordered me to bring a cow. So my responsibility, or my duty is what? To bring the cow and to present in front of you. That's all I knew, because that's what instructions I have got from my guru, and just I was trying. I don't know whether I will live or whether I die. I didn't bother about it, or I didn't think about it. I didn't care for it at that given point of time. You see, here that obedience. Guru has told me to bring the cow. I am trying to bring the cow. While doing that, I may lose my life. I may have to lose my life. I don't care it. And the monk says that even that thought didn't come in that at that time. Probably if it came, what will happen to my life? I would have thought over. Probably it didn't come to my mind. Swami Vivekananda was really moved by his Guru Bhakti, by his disciples' devotion to the Guru. He blessed him and he sent. So like this, all the great people, if you see, they all followed the Guru's instructions in letter, in toto. But whereas when the Gurus give some instructions, every day you should do half an hour meditation or 15 minutes meditation. We will do for a few days and afterwards, oh, today I'm busy. Today is Sunday, holiday. So there should be holiday for meditation also. Today my mind is not good. Yeah, Guru has told every day, but you see, we have got responsibilities, we have got so many other things. One day if you don't do it, also no problem. Oh, Guru, please excuse me. Today, please excuse me. I can't do it. Tomorrow, let me see. So we bring our own mind, bring all this type of blame excuses, and we don't follow the instructions properly. And many times we misinterpret also. Oh, Guru has told like this, Guru has told like this, etc., etc. And we misinterpret and we don't follow the instructions. So, Sevyatam, serving Guru is also utmost important. Important point is following the instructions properly and trying to implement in toto as much as possible is very, very important. The same thing we can see in Swami Adbhutanandaji Maharaj's life. Swami Adbhutananda is the one of the apostle of Sri Ramakrishna, monastic disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. Now, Sri Ramakrishna had studied 4th standard. So he knew how to read and write. And his own disciple, this is Swami Adbhutananda, even he didn't know even to read and write. Basically, in the present day world, he is illiterate completely. And he comes from a poor family. When he was a child, he lost both of his parents. He's from Bihar, Chapra, which is in a part of India. So his uncle was in Calcutta. So his uncle used to look after him. And his uncle was also poor. So in just in adolescent itself, the Rakturam, that is Swami Adbhutanandaji, he had to work for someone, work in someone's house so that his bread and butter is taken care. So he was working in a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. When Sri Ramakrishna saw him, he said, he's a good boy. Why don't you send to me so that he will be able to serve me also, take care of me also, and I can guide him also in spiritual progression. Is the devotee, the lay devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, he said yes, and he accepted Sri Ramakrishna's advice, and he sent this young chap, Rakturam, to Sri Ramakrishna. So Sri Ramakrishna, with all due respect, this Rakturam was serving his master Sri Ramakrishna, and he was following his instructions, and he was trying to practice. One day evening, Sri Ramakrishna is trying to serve, he was trying to find Rakturam for some work or for some necessity. He didn't find. He went, and so that in Dakshineshwara temple and some Panchavati where the people can sit and meditate, secluded place, all these places he was not there. Sri Ramakrishna searched and finally he didn't get him. Then he came back and he was in his room. Then late evening, when Rakturam came to Sri Ramakrishna's room, Sri Ramakrishna asked, my dear, where were you? I was in need of you and I was searching for you. I didn't find. Where were you? What were you doing? Rakturam said, sir, please excuse me. Today somehow I was feeling tired. Sir, I was not feeling well or tired or what, I was feeling sleepy, so I had slept in such and such a place. Now, once in a while, some of us, we sleep, okay, that is not a big thing. But still, Sri Ramakrishna rebuked him, saying that, what? Morning and evenings are the best time for spiritual practices, for meditation, spiritual practices. And the days are getting past, means you are nearing to death. And you have come here to realize God. And instead of meditation, instead of practicing meditation, instead of doing spiritual practices, shamelessly were you sleeping at this auspicious time? What nonsense it is. In a good way only, he said, Sri Ramakrishna, no doubt. If we get this type of scoldings from our gurus, we said sorry and we will try to do, not to do, or whatever. And yeah, one day, because I was tired, I was sleepy, I did. It is not that every day I sleep. Why guru has become so angry and mad or whatever. Any guru like that, just maybe we will either neglect or we will accept and we'll keep quiet. But this Rakturam took it so seriously. And he said, because of sleep, I made my guru annoyed. I made, when my guru was in need of me, I was unable to go and serve him. And because of this, my guru felt bad. So from today onwards, I will not sleep at all, or I will sleep very less. And not only that, he took a resolve and he started practicing night and all, either sitting or standing and meditation, practicing meditation, practicing meditation. Finally, he became Gudakesha. Gudakesha, even Arjuna is also called Gudakesha. Gudakesha means one who has conquered the sleep. So finally, Swami Adbhutanji used to sleep very less. So whenever he wishes, he used to sleep for just 2 or 3 or even max 4 hours or also, maybe I don't know, maybe even 4 hours, whether he used to sleep or no, we don't know. Either in a midnight or mid-afternoon or sometime just used to sleep, and most of the time he used to sit and meditate. Now you see, Sri Ramakrishna probably might have used as just a small warning he might have given, but this Rakturam took it so seriously and he tried to implement in such a way that he wind over sleep. And when this Rakturam, when he became Swami Adbhutananda, Swami Vivekananda, that's why he named him as an Adbhutananda. Adbhuta, you are a miracle. You don't know to read and write or whatever, but still you are a spiritual mastery you have attained. And when this Swami Adbhutanji used to teach anything or used to give any instructions for people when discussing, when whatever the teachings, it came from his mouth, when people heard, they were all astounded, astonished. Why? Because just whatever he was telling, it was no less than Upanishadic statements. Whatever we read in Upanishads, whatever we read in Shastra, scriptures, Vedas, or in any other scriptures, whatever the Swami Adbhutanji is telling, it is similar. Now, Swami Adbhutanji didn't study any of them. But still, how he is able to tell similar statements, similar instructions? Because of his spiritual mastery, because of his experience of God or experience of self or whatever. That, how did he attain that? How did he achieve that? Because of his Guru, because of his Guru Nishtha, because of his service to Guru, because of his dedication, and because of his sincerity towards Guru's instructions. Like that, we can give so many examples in the lives of saints and the great ones. Even in Shvetashvatara Upanishad, in one of the major Upanishads, they say, Yasya deve para bhaktihi yatha deve tatha gurau tasyaite katitahi artaha prakashante mahatmanaha. And to those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual masters, all the imports of Vedic knowledge or scriptural knowledge are automatically revealed. So one who gets that devotion, sincere devotion, unswearing faith towards their guru and follow their instructions to the letter completely, for them, all scriptural revelation truths are revealed. They experience the truth. Not only they know the truth, they also understand and they also experience the truth. Many times in our case, it doesn't happen. Why? Because of the lack of faith, or the amount of faith towards our gurus, towards our Ishta and the scriptures, it is not incomplete. So the more and more our devotion gets increased, then the more and more it becomes better. Then we have to give away desired actions as much as possible. They said devotion to Guru has been discussed. Now, what is the truth, ultimate truth? The ultimate truth is Brahman, and the Brahman is symbolized or represented by one word, one syllable, sacred sound that is called Omkara. It's a universal sound. And there's a beautiful, again, understanding and theory. The whole world has been manifested by this sound, actually. There's Spotanavada is there, and in Upanishads it is there. Even in Bible we get these references. Now let us try to understand what is Omkara and how to understand this and why it is so important in our next class. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.